Welcome back to the 7th episode of Thoughts from the Porch podcast. Today we're joined by two very, very special people to me who I got the opportunity to know when teaching at Webb, who also became very famous UT cheerleaders. And they're Livvy Lightholder. Welcome, Livvy.
Thank you.
And also Hailey Hudson. Welcome,
Thank
Hailey. We're basically going to take this episode and just ask them questions about what it's like growing up cheering and also cheering for Tennessee, and give you a behind the scenes look a little bit at what it's like. I know I was shocked. I'm just going to be honest. When I was coaching at Alcoa for years and years, cheerleaders were the last thing on my mind. And I was also very they made my bus late. I kind of had a negative opinion, to be honest with you. And then I met these two, and everything just changed. So I want you to, all of you who hear this, just to kind of join in my appreciation of what they do and what they've been through. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so I'm just gonna start asking y'all questions. Perfect. But y'all just jump in however you want, or both of it doesn't matter. Very relaxed here. I've told people here on this thing before, we do not edit, so it is what it is. Right? We Google and everything else eventually we want to. Okay, question 1. When did you know you wanted to cheer for UT?
I would say definitely probably by middle school. I grew up cheering and doing gymnastics and all that stuff. My mom cheered in college at Kentucky, actually, so I kind of grew up under her wing, looking at her. But I would say by middle school I kind of narrowed it down to going to UT, going to all the games and seeing them there. Kind of decided I want to be in their shoes one day, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get there.
And it takes a lot.
Sure.
How about you, Hailey?
I'd say I have a very similar experience to Livvy. I grew up going to all the games with my family. My grandma would literally bring a pair of binoculars, and I would not watch any football. I would just watch the cheerleaders through the binoculars. And I started cheering when I was in 3rd grade. And I would stunt with all the UT boys when they would host clinics when I was little. But yeah, it started from a very young age, just going to all the games. And I'd say in middle school too is when I started to really think about it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. How old were you both when you first started gymnastics or whatever, or cheer practice?
I think pretty much as soon as I could walk, I was, my mom put me in different sports and stuff, and once I was a little bit older, I kind of migrated towards cheer and dance and gymnastics. And then I kind of stuck to gymnastics for a little bit until I realized I only really liked the tumbling portion of it. Mm-hmm. And so when I was I think I was in 3rd grade too, when I started competitive cheerleading.
How about you?
Very similar. I was in all kind of sports growing up. I loved swimming. I did swim and cheer together for a long time until I realized I liked cheerleading more than swimming. But I danced at Premier before I did cheerleading, and I remember we were coming to watch a cheer team one day, and they were putting girls in the air, and I was okay, yeah, that's definitely what I want to do. Loved tumbling. You could hardly get me to stop tumbling when I was little. So after I watched the girls go in the air, that's when I really decided that's what I wanted to do.
I've got to throw this in.
Yeah.
I'll tell them the story all the time. But when I first went to Webb, there's a lot of cheerleaders at Webb. Let's just say that.
Oh, yeah.
It's very big. There's a bunch of them. And during the football games, they would do tumbling, I guess you call them tumbling runs or whatever you call them. But just a lot of girls would go through and just tumble. Well, I remember the first time I was there and I was watching them. I was like, that's pretty amazing. And then here comes Livvy. I was like, oh my gosh, that looked different than the rest. She took off, and I was like, she's flying through the sky. And and Hailey was in my advisory. I got to teach Livvy three times. I just got an evil look right there. I'm glad I'm not on camera. I'm old. I can forget things. I got to teach Livvy a long time, which is awesome. Not enough. Got to teach Hailey twice, but Hailey was in my very first advisory. And so when she took up, I was like, oh my gosh. They were both just you could just tell. You could tell that they just looked different. Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure what a big time cheerleader looks like, but I think it looks like that. All right, so that was so cool. I'd love to tell that story. All right, so more about Well, let's do this. You both talked about third grade and middle school. By the time you hit high school, I know the answer to this question already because I got to watch you do it, but I want everybody else to know. By the time you hit high school, what was a typical day like cheer-wise? I'm including web cheer, premier cheer, going to school, the whole bit. Like, what is it like in high school?
There we go. So like a normal day in high school, let's say in the fall, so we had web cheer and preparing for football games. So that was right after school. And that was like 2-hour practices. And then other days of the week are right after that. So that was 2 hours. And then we would go to premiere and practice from 7 to 9. So usually you're cheer from 4 to 9 during the weekdays, which was a lot because you had to go home and obviously sleep and do your homework and all the normal people things. But yeah, it's usually like, I'd say 4 hours, depending on the day and how busy the season is. And if we have a competition for All-Star coming up that weekend, home football game, it just totally depends.
Yeah, and what they're not telling you too is they're both excellent students and even better people than they are cheerleaders. So the stuff that they were going through their life, that was a big commitment, obviously. But it also, you had to learn to manage your time, like unbelievable, because rest is so important. Your school is so important. Social life is important.
Yes.
So it's amazing. All right, let's go to more Tennessee type stuff. I think my wife asked you this at dinner tonight. But can literally anyone try out for a Tennessee cheer?
Yes. So actually my first year of UT, going into it, was the first year Tennessee changed to more recruitment style, rather than just like a normal tryout weekend that they typically did in the past. So we submitted a video of stunts and tumbling and motions, and kind of just like introducing yourself. And then from there, the coaches kind of made a cut down from that. And then we were invited to a clinic weekend where we would go and practice with the team, kind of see more, because there's only so much you can see, obviously, when you're not in person. And then from there, it was kind of just like a waiting period to hear back. I know Hailey and I are a little bit different, but a lot of people, try and get recruited by multiple teams. So you're hearing back from all these different college cheer teams, before you decide to commit to anywhere. But
that's cool. And I got to see that process as y'all were going through it. I think I was one of the earlier ones I got to find out for both of you.
Yes.
And it was like, I could see you go through and kind of how nervous you were, but also at the same time, like, you have nothing to worry about. I've seen you jump out there on the track. I've seen you tumble. And seeing your excitement when you first found out was really cool. Okay, hey, I'm gonna send this one to you because you're in this right now.
Okay.
All right, so
tired.
as far as she just came from this, like, there's a reason we're doing this tonight, right? Because it's hard to get Hailey right now. I didn't say this at the beginning. Livvy just graduated from UT. She's about to start vet school at UT. She's an ex-cheer.
Retired.
Yeah, she's retired like me. She's retired cheerleader. I'm retired, and Hailey's entering her senior year.
Yes.
So they're 1 year apart. So as you're right now in preseason, what does the preseason schedule look like? This blew my mind, but go ahead and tell them what a typical day looks like before the season starts.
What most people don't know is that we're pretty much a year-round sport. So we finish in April from the past season. And then in May is when you're kind of introduced to your new team and the recruits start coming into the picture. And we get on a lot of calls with our team, meet everyone. And then from there, you're given your first set of what we call summer challenges. And you have to submit videos, stunting, tumbling, motions, running, making sure we're staying in shape for the coming year. So that's I would say we have about 8 videos through the whole summer, but they're spaced out. And so we have that to do. And then we have a week in June. And so we're from all over the place. We have people from New York, Arkansas. I mean, we're from all over. And so we all come together in June to meet each other for the first time, which is kind of crazy. And then we have 3-day practices. And so we're pretty much on campus 9 to 9, obviously with a lunch and dinner break. But we're like have stunting, tumbling, everything, meeting each other, learning each other's names. I mean, kind of everything in one in June. And so that's for about a week. So that's like 7 days. And then we'll have more challenges, and then we come back together in July, which I just finished yesterday, my last set of July practices. And we also have clinics for the new recruits coming for the next season that are coming to our clinics. We're kind of teaching them the ropes. Their videos registration just opened, so the class when I graduate. So it's kind of an all year long process. But preseason, we're pretty much practicing all summer, even if we're not all together. And then I get about 2 weeks, and I'm back August 11th until school starts, and then we're full swing football, volleyball, nationals, everything else.
I just don't know if people realize how much involved that is. Like, it's unbelievable. And I think when you're saying that, I think I remember running into Livvy at Webb one time, making one of her videos. Like I just ran to her in the Bailey, like, I'm making videos for my I can remember doing that. Now I forgot about that until you mentioned that.
We did those with Luke a lot at Webb too.
Yeah. Like, I just randomly walk in, like, there's Livvy. She's making a video. Okay, that's pretty cool. What is it like running through the T?
Indescribable, honestly.
Yeah.
Chill bumps?
Yes.
Tears, everything.
I can
It's
imagine.
Your adrenaline is so high. I mean, especially once you become an upperclassman, you get to run the team out of the front. When you're an underclassman, you are on the tail end. You go after the football team, but as a junior and senior, you're leading them out, trying not to trip over your feet.
Screaming at the top of your lungs.
You probably can't hear yourself, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. Like, it could be like the night game, dark mode, fireworks, or it could be, noon, and it's not even sold out, but like every time just chill bumps and like tears in your eyes. But
Okay, one question I think is pretty interesting is how much scholarship money you receive, or in this day and time, I guess NIL money is a thing. So I don't know if cheerleaders get that or not, but let people know, like, is there a I need to say this too. I want to go back before I get to the money thing. You mentioned people coming from all over the place. And one thing I forgot, I should have mentioned at the very beginning, there's a reason people come from all over the place to Tennessee to cheer, I do believe. Didn't you have a big event last year? Like, were y'all national champs or something like that?
Yes, we won last year we competed at what's called UCA Nationals, and we compete against all the other college cheer teams in our division, and we compete in traditional and game day, and we won our game day national title, and so I think that's a big pull for people out of state.
Yeah, so not only do I have cheerleaders here, I have national champion cheerleaders sitting on my couch right now. That's amazing. Okay, then back to the scholarship money. How about scholarship money or any kind of financial benefit for doing this? Be honest.
So, scholarship just varies kind of person to person and how many years you've served on the team. And then NIL, I would say it's what you make of it. Yeah. I think how much you put yourself out there. A lot of people, do something every week for NIL money. Some people do it once. So
you talking about making appearances somewhere, or what kind of thing?
Or just like on social media.
Okay,
brands can email you or get in contact with you, and you make a video with using their products. It's like crazy stuff.
Yeah. There's more rules than like people realize. So like there's a lot of things you can't show and a lot of things you can't include with college athletics, and so it's definitely a lot if you want to do that being a full-time student, full-time like college athlete, and then that on top, I feel like you definitely have to manage your time and read the contracts and the rules if you want to get involved in NIL.
Yeah. Okay. What's been your favorite thing about being a cheerleader at Tennessee?
That's hard to even pinpoint one thing.
I would say like even like outside, like the things we do before we go in the stadium, like outside the games are like so special because you actually get to be with all the fans and all the kids who like dream of being in your shoes, and that's like when I think it really feels real that like you're cheering, because sometimes it's easy to lose sight of like how special it is.
How many pictures do you take with little girls on game day?
So many.
Yes.
I know you take a picture of me if I can find you. But besides that, I can imagine, like when I'm looking for you guys, a lot of times I'm like, oh, gosh, there's a lot of little girls waiting to get their pictures made with you guys, and who knows who else.
It's so much fun though, because Hailey and I both were like those little girls.
Yep.
Yeah.
One day, long time ago, but it's like a full circle moment for sure.
I just say also just like the little moments, like even like I told Livvy as soon as I saw her, like I miss just seeing her at practice. Like you don't realize how much you're gonna like miss the little things that you take for granted.
Your team definitely becomes your family. You spend so much time with them.
That's cool. Okay, before we wrap this thing up, anything else you want anybody to know, or anything else you want to say about your experience since you've been there, or any part of it? Tough question.
It's a lot of work and a lot of time management, as we said, but I wouldn't have traded it for the world. It gave me like the best friends, the best experiences. I always joked with my mom growing up. She would always talk about like cheering in college, and like now I understand like really like best years of my life. It's
just like a experience that you can't replicate doing anything else. Like it's like you have these 4 years and you're traveling to away games. Like not a lot of people can say they get to spend every Saturday like on the sidelines of an SEC sold out football game. Like that's special, but like I said, just the practices and being with people that share the same like passion as you like every day is just so fun, and the friendships will last forever.
Oh, that's so cool. I do want to say that like from me getting to know you too, and Luke and some others, I got dancers everywhere now too, so I got to be careful. But you two specifically, and just how special, what kind of special people you are. But whenever I go to a game, if I'm at a football game, obviously I'm waiting for the band to come through so I can try to pull you. Or I know you're going to be at Vol Village, and I'll try to sneak around there if I get there early enough. But a basketball game, I know you don't cheer at every basketball game. So my first thing I do when I get to a basketball game is I'm looking. Is Livvy down there? Is Hailey down there? Because it's 50-50 at best, I guess, if you're down there. And I'm like, yes, there they are. And then I'm like, how can I get a hold of them? How can I tell them where I'm sitting? I can't. Maybe they'll check their phone at halftime. I don't know. But that's how special y'all are, and how you've made me have a whole new mindset towards what all y'all do, and how impressive it is. I do have one more story about, we talked about this at dinner. When they were in high school, I went to see them prep for some other national thing they were going to at Premier. And I actually went to a cheer gym, which was the first time in my life I experienced, honestly. And I was just blown away. The athleticism that they have and possess is crazy. And I don't think people realize that or understand it until you see it up close or know people who are really in it. And it's just like, it's amazing. So thank y'all for coming.
Thank you. Yes.
And please know, like, y'all, we'll do this again. Like we can talk about something else, but like, they're, like I said, they're both very special to me. So special, and they both know that. And 4 and 5 years later, we still have dinner, and not as much as we want to, but still have dinner and still talk. So it's amazing. So we're gonna wrap this up with 4 quick life lessons I think we can draw from this. Number 1, dreams can come true. They talked about being in 3rd grade, and like it happened. However, it does take hard work to get there, and great time management skills to get there. What they did not tell you is they do all this in college, and they both have great boyfriends. Shout out Ned, shout out Jared. They just went live, so I hope it's good. Even though when you get there and you reach your goal, you still have to work once you get there. As Hailey's saying, she's doing 12-hour days, even though she's already there and she's a senior. Livvy's breathing. Livvy's kind of laughing at her right now because she's not having to do that. But I guess my last thing is enjoy the journey while you're on it, getting there. And that's hard to do sometimes. And also, of course, when you get the destination, don't take it for granted. Every time you run through that tee, right? those chills, and that's just a little part. That's a big part of
Yeah.
it, but everything that goes into it, and you can just tell by watching you all just how happy you are doing what you do. So thank you one more time for joining. This was awesome, and we'll do it again sometime.
Yes, for sure.
All right. Well, then, like we always do, 3 special words: grace and
Peace.